If you're thinking of going to Iceland in the summertime, but you want to save some travel dollars, stay tuned. In this video, I'm going to show you how we packed for a 6-day excursion with no carry-on, no check bags. Everything went in our backpack. Yes, for a personal item, we didn't have to pay a dime and we were covered for a 6-day excursion. So if you're interested in saving some money, or if you just don't want to overpack, stay tuned. I've got you covered. What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Kim White, aka Lerato, and welcome to Daughters Who Roam. If you are new, thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you get a lot out of this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you are a returnee, thank you so much for being part of the tribe. I so appreciate it. And I hope that these videos are delivering some inspiration and value. All right, so without further ado, I want to get right into it and make this a quick, succinct video that you can go through and just kind of create a checklist from if you wish. Okay, so let's start with the backpack. Now, Iceland is a place where taking only a backpack could be a little intimidating because people will tell you that the weather there is no joke. And they're right. 1 minute it could be sunny in the summertime. It could be 60 degrees and it could feel like 65 because the sun is just so strong. But then within minutes, it could start raining. And then after that, it could become windy and pretty cold. So you will experience a variety of seasons in one day, even if it's in the summertime. All right. And that almost intimidated me from just taking a personal item. But as someone who's traveled through, oh my gosh, I don't know how many countries, maybe 14 countries at this point, 11 of them solo, I'm always trying to find ways to minimize my packing because overpacking, let's admit it, it's a pain in the butt. So I went ahead and packed my backpack with everything that I took with us or with me to Iceland. I'm going to unpack this bag and just kind of give you an idea of what you can take. And hell, if I can do it, you can do it too. All right. So let's get into it. First off, I'm going to talk about the backpack. This bad boy is so durable. I really love it because it's easy to clean. It has several pocket options, and I got this through Amazon. It also has a cup holder for your water and a chest strap. And if you've never used a chest strap before, I'll just show you. It makes a world of difference if you're a person that suffers with any type of back issues, because the strap will instantly lock this backpack into your back, providing more structure and allowing you to have better posture while walking. And it stops the backpack from kind of doing, the bouncy bounce if you're running through an airport, which luckily we didn't have to do. Okay, so now that I've gotten that out of the way, first things first, we're going to go through accessories and then we will talk about clothes. First accessory is a water bottle. I highly recommend that you bring one. This is a Hydro Flask. I recommend it because Iceland has some of the world's best tasting water, tap. Now you can't drink the hot water, but you can definitely drink the cold water and it is delicious. In fact, if you go to a gas station or a convenience store and you try to purchase water there, you're going to pay upwards of $4 because they know you're a tourist. No locals purchase their water. So that's the first one. Definitely want to take that. And it saves money when you're in the airport. Another essential for me is a mask. I always just carry a travel mask with me because first of all, it keeps your face moisturized better than the recycled air of the airplane. Also, I don't like to smell people's food on the airplanes. But lastly, if you happen to get sick like I did from being exposed to all of these different weather conditions, then having a mask is just a really nice thing to set yourself at ease if you're the type of person that prefers that. So that's one travel essential. Another very, very important one, eye mask. You've got to have one. Now, Iceland is known to have what they would call a midnight sun. And the midnight sun means that the sun literally doesn't go down to midnight. It is up all day. It's very difficult to sleep. It kind of throws off your circadian rhythm. So packing one of these are definitely highly advisable. We actually went when the sun was going down at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and that was fine for us, but I still found this to be handy just being in a hostel where we stayed. And a lot of the curtains and things of that sort aren't necessarily blackout. So, you know, it helps. Get down, Rocky. Get down. Okay. That was that. Okay. Let me make sure you guys can see this. I'm going to open this up. Next essential is a backpack. You want to bring a packable small backpack with you, and here's why. If you're putting all of your clothes in here, I'm sure you don't want to hike anywhere with this on your back. Now, my backpack wasn't heavy, but it was definitely heavier than I would like for it to be, you know, traveling, hiking, and doing things like that. So just having a small backpack is super helpful. I was able to put my camera equipment in it, you know, carry my water bottle with me. So it just really comes in handy. Also, these aren't the actual ones that I brought, but you want flip-flops. And why do you want flip-flops is if you're staying in a hostel, or honestly, if you're staying anywhere in your Airbnb. And also when you're walking out to the lagoons, sometimes it's nice to have. It's just up to you for your comfort level, but that's what I brought. I also brought a microfiber towel. This one's not really big. It's just enough to go around my body once. And that is really great for you if you get wet. Like we got drenched at that one waterfall. It definitely came in handy. All right. The next accessory. I brought a hat. Now, it wasn't this hat. I really wish that I would have brought a thicker hat like this. The one that I had was a lot thinner, and it gets cold even in the summertime. So definitely I recommend that you actually bring a winter hat. Yes, a winter beanie so that you can put it over your ears, something that would block out the water, but more so keep your head warm. All right. So this is one of the things that I wish I would have brought. Next accessory is a travel walking stick, and it really came in handy. It came in handy on the glacier walk, and it came in handy on another canyon. But on the glacier walk, they do have these that they'll just give to you, so you don't necessarily need this one, okay? It's just a nice to have, and it's very lightweight. So far, all of these essentials, by the way, are things that I got off Amazon, just so you know. All right. Now, I took this raincoat with me. This is a Magellan's raincoat. It's packable. It's light. The only problem with this raincoat was that it was short. And so I would recommend taking a poncho. This is a packable poncho. And as you can see, I had both of them in the bag, and the bag was closed. So you can definitely take one. This is the poncho that Cass used, and it went all the way down to her shins. So when we got into that waterfall, she was good and I was drenched. So I definitely recommend a longer poncho, but add that to your list. SPF is of the highest importance. And why? Because even though it's an overcast weather is where folks burn the most, number one. Number two, when the sun comes out, baby, it's strong. Okay, so definitely bring you some SPF. We also, of course, toiletries, but we also brought some NyQuil and DayQuil tablets. And we brought them because I was already kind of fighting something, but I also heard that Iceland doesn't really give over-the-counter medication. So if you ever get sick, right? You definitely want to bring something to cover you until you get home. I definitely recommend bringing that. Also headache medicine, you know what I'm saying, the essentials, right? So bring those with you too. Now, camera equipment, I'm going to share this with you all because I thought this was such a great addition to our trip. I actually have two cameras that I work from. I've got a Osmo Pocket, which I'm filming off of now, but I also have, which I love, is an Action 4. This is my absolute favorite travel camera, and I'm going to tell you why. This Action 4 will mount to anything. It mounted to my backpack when I was doing the hike, so I didn't have to hold it. I just had it on a clip. I had it on this little tripod, which is also extremely light, but I had it on this tripod here and was able to sit it down and do all types of things. But this is waterproof. It's bump proof. I'm not saying be completely, negligent with it, but it takes bumps pretty well. It has a bumper on it. It gives you clear images. It works in all different types of temperatures, and it's just really good with the elements. So you don't have to worry about babying it so much when you're out, and you can really focus on capturing the experience. That was a commercial, but it was really good. And I got this when the new Action 5 came out on sale on Best Buy, and I don't regret it at all. It was a fantastic buy. It's very lightweight. And so again, all of this went in my backpack, everything that we needed. Okay, so now moving on to clothes. First of all, with clothes, you want to know that you have to layer because you're going to be pulling on things and pulling off things as the weather changes. So the most important thing outside of underwear is a base layer. And your base layer is similar to what you see me wearing now, but this is a thermal base layer. It really keeps you warm. We got these, they were 2 for something, I don't know, but we got a pack of 2 on Amazon, and they really kept us warm throughout the day. So that's the first layer that you would wear. Your base layer is a shirt, like a thermal shirt, but it's also pants. And let me tell you, if you even remotely run cold, you want to have a base layer pants, something that's thermal. Cass was okay without doing it because she runs hot, but for me, I definitely needed these. They came in handy, wouldn't go a day without them. All right, so that's base layer. Secondly, you want to make sure that you bring enough socks just in case your hiking shoes give out on you. You want to make sure that you bring several socks. I think I brought maybe 7 pair for 6 days, and I should have brought 2 additional pair for 6 days. But nevertheless, merino wool. These are the type of socks that you want. They're cozy, they're really warm, and so that's what you want when you're dealing with the elements, cold water, just coldness, rain, things like that. These are beneficial. So bring more than what you need. Also, swimsuits, all right? So I got 2 swimsuits that I didn't care about getting damaged too much. I did hear that the lagoon water could damage your swimsuits, but my swimsuit looks absolutely fine. So I had no problems there. But seriously, the glamorous swimsuits, save those for the beach, honey. Just bring something that's easy, that you don't mind getting messed up just in case it does. And I doubt it will, but still. Okay. After your base layer and your socks, you want these. These are hiking pants. These hiking pants are so freaking good because they're water resistant. They said waterproof. They lied. It's water resistant, and these are high-waisted. So if you have a booty and thighs like me, you definitely want to, I'll link these below because they are just that good. And they have felt on the inside, so they will keep you warm as well. And in addition to that, I decided to bring just a cute pair of like leggings, pleather leggings, because some days a girl has got to look cute, okay? And I wanted to give myself a little jazzed up look. I only wore them once because honestly, for most of the time we were on the road, we were trying to go see all of the sights, but it was nice to have a little bit of a change, and they packed very easily. Now, I still wore my base layer underneath these because again, it was cold, okay? We also brought t-shirts. So I brought 2 t-shirts just to have them, over my base layer. So essentially I would put on the base layer shirt, and then I would put on a t-shirt. Then I would put on this. Well, it's not exactly the same thing, but you guys remember, you may or may not remember, there was a blue jacket that I had on. It's literally the same thickness as this flannel. Now, if you don't have the blue jean thing or a flannel, you can always wear one of those very light down jackets, like a Columbia down jacket, but very light so that you can pack it easily. And then for our last layer of outerwear, on top of that, I would put on this jacket here, which we got from Amazon. It is water resistant. It has a hood, which covers your entire face, your entire head, which is nice. It also has a little thing at the bottom. So if you need to cinch up your jacket because you're getting some wind underneath there, you could. And this jacket is water resistant with felt on the inside as well. Most of the time that we were there, the weather was 60 degrees. Most of the time I wore every single layer. Okay. And if I had to take off that jacket, it was okay because I had my little jean jacket underneath it to cover me. But trust me, you will need those layers. And the way that we were able to work with the outside layers in terms of packing is that we wore them on the plane. That's why I didn't have them in the bag, because those were plane essentials. Those were the things that we wore there, including waterproof hiking boots. You definitely want to make sure that you get you a nice pair of waterproof hiking boots because you will be dealing with the elements. And I can link the pair that I had below. And then for sleepy time, I don't care if you sleep hot or cold, baby. You are going to want some long PJs, okay, with a full sleeve shirt. Trust me, it will help you, especially if you're staying in hostels, Airbnbs. Sometimes you're not really sure of the amount of cover that you would get. And it's always better to be able to remove than to need more and not have access. So that is essentially what I traveled with. Now, there are a couple of additional things that I want to point out. Where is it? Okay. So if you go to Iceland in the summertime, there is a chance that you will come across something called minches. And if you're not familiar with minches, you may have experienced them before in the States. If you've gone outside in the summer and maybe you're walking in an area where there's trees or it's humid, and you'll see tons of little insects flying together. It's like a cluster of them. But if you're not looking carefully, you could walk right into them. You know what I mean? Those are essentially minches. And Iceland has them crazy in the summer. So literally there was a waterfall that Cass and I pulled up to. And when we got there, there were so many minches attacking our window, we did not get out. Okay. Now this is something that we heard would protect us. And it's something I purchased, but I left at home. Can you believe that? So it's a mosquito nest or insect nest. It's essentially, you could still see through it, right? But it's going to keep those critters from getting in your mouth and in your eyes. You can put your hat on. A lot of people actually do it like this. I'll give you a quick demo. They put on their hat and then they put this on top. So the net is not in your face, but neither are the minches. Okay. So that is something that I got from Amazon and completely forgot to get. And because of it, we missed out on experiencing a waterfall. So I definitely recommend that you get this if you plan to go in the summer. I also recommend that you bring a hat because sometimes the sun is crazy, like I said. And if you don't have, sunglasses is a great thing to bring. Definitely bring those. But sunglasses isn't always going to block the sun. So this was just a lifesaver for me. And then the last thing, guys, this is the one item that I wish I would have brought and did not. Walking shoes. Man, let me show you these hiking shoes. Okay, these ain't pretty to walk in. They're lightweight, don't get me wrong, and they were relatively comfortable, but they're still bigger than I would like because hiking shoes just have to be bigger. But also, they're not as comfortable as walking shoes. So I really wish that I would have brought those. I think that it would have made my experience a lot easier. A lot of the sites that you want to get to in Iceland don't necessarily require you to have hiking boots. Maybe a pair of waterproof shoes that you can wear to protect you from water or the elements, but you don't necessarily need a full-on boot. So that would be my one thing, or my second thing that I wish I would have taken: the net and the walking shoes. But outside of that, guys, we were completely covered, okay? We had everything that we needed for a 6-day vacation in our backpacks. No, we didn't have a lot of room to buy stuff, but even if I wanted to, I could have just, if I would have gotten a sweater, I would have brought the sweater home. I usually buy very light things because I like to travel light, but it's totally up to you. I think this is a great way to save money. It was very efficient and effective for us, and I hope that it can help you. Hey guys, let me know if this video has helped you in the comment section. If there are any packing hacks that you would like to share down below. And while you're here, make sure you click that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Check out my other videos. If you haven't seen my Iceland or my Medellin, please, they're here, they're waiting for you, and the world wants you to come and discover it. Until next time, roam free, ladies. We out here.